I will call the Harrison County Commission meeting for Wednesday, August 21st, 2024. You provide the joint and things.
Heavenly Father, we just thank you for the conversation before the meeting as people share the love they have for their own children and of course for their grandchildren. We thank you for the sanctity of life that you promise, a life of prosperity, not a life that has evil, but a life that has hope, not in what we can see, but what we can't see. We can put our faith in a God that is true, that gave us a word to follow, a blueprint of how we are to be and children to be. We thank you that you knew all of us by name before you in our mother's womb. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, for the republic of liberty and justice for all.
Okay, public comment. Anyone who's on this? At this time. I'm going to yes. Commissioner Hinkle, are you on Zoom? Commissioner Hinkle, are you on Zoom? One more time, because I didn't have my mic on. Commissioner Hinkle, are you on Zoom? Is there anyone on Zoom that wishes to speak publicly? Anyone on Zoom wishes to speak publicly? Moving on to the consent agenda. What's the question? Motion to approve the consent agenda. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 3, payroll change notices. We have one. Please.
Motion to approve page 3.
Motion to approve payroll changes A. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 4, minutes and or amending minutes of previous meetings, A through C. What's the pleasure?
Motion to page 2.
Motion to approve minutes A through C. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 5, requisitions, purchase orders, invoices. Under A, we just have to do the minutes of payment.
Motion to amend page 3.
Motion to approve requisitions, purchase orders, invoices under A, and then a list of payments, correct? All in favor, signify by saying seconds. None, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 6, exoneration correction tickets. You want to talk about the page?
Mute everybody, including the people talking. Oh, yeah, everybody's muted on Zoom. Somebody has Zoom out there and it's using back. I tried to turn the volume down. Everybody's muted that's on Zoom. Somebody in the audience has Zoom on their phone playing and it's not muted. That's where the feedback's coming from.
Review, discuss, and consider a resolution authorizing the Harrison County Commission to have to pay certain vendors prior to submitting the bills to the Harrison County Commission.
Motion to approve the resolution for us to approve the template. The Harrison County Commission. Belford.
Is there any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
You got 15 hours on Zoom. But I'm muted.
Madam President, on the, he's not going to close that here to run out the night.
They could hear me talking. Yeah.
But it's pretty close to what it's very hours. So we need to make sure everyone's putting on the exam.
Want to make a motion to put it out to be 5,000. Motion to put it out to 5,000.
It's not 5G, it's the personal family purchase, I guess, we usually use.
Whatever, what you guys are gonna do.
It's just over 25.
I'll put my thing back on.
It's not for June.
So we're just putting out,
Consistent with Harrison County Commission purchasing policy procedure.
doing already.
Any construction project in excess of $25,000 shall be based upon competitive bids. Submitted to that company created, has to be listed on the county website.
Happy thoughts.
The specifications and another places of us to be. We need specifications, staffs, and create those.
Danny, our director, making.
So we will be putting this out for the public. For public, the specifications.
No.
Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, we have a 10:05 estate hearing petition to appoint an administrator for the estate of Dorothy N. Peter.
I appreciate you all having me here today. I did file this petition on behalf of my client, Connie Wolfinger, requesting that you all approve the administration of this estate. Darlene Cameron's story is a little bit sad to me, to be straight with you. She passed away almost a year ago. She had no husband, she had no children. She had no family here. Really, her only closest friend was Connie Wolfinger. And Connie acted as her power of attorney in her at the end of her life, I guess I should tell you. And Darlene had a will. The will named a gentleman that predeceased her. There was no alternate. The will has been lodged in the clerk's office. And as you all can see by reviewing the petition, basically at that point in time, those that would be entitled to inherit if there were no will could qualify to administer this estate. Nobody's done it. It's been almost a year. There's a 108-acre farm out in Salem that's but for Connie would have fallen into disrepair. She's made sure that the lawn's been mowed and that the house is secure. But otherwise it's just sitting, and if nothing is done, the taxes won't get paid at some point, and we all know the process that goes from there. In addition, there are more assets out there than I had thought when I filed this petition. So there's some money out there that needs to be dealt with. If you review the will which is attached, it basically leaves some personal items to various relatives, and then the remainder goes to 3 charitable organizations. Based on my review and my assistance with Connie over this past year, there are 5 very distant cousins that would have the ability to qualify. 4 of those have signed waivers that are attached. There's 1 that we could not locate. I did find a last known address, reached out on social media. I have sent a waiver, I've sent a copy of this petition, I sent a copy of your notice of hearing, all to that last known address, to no avail. No responses to any of that. And so if we don't do something here, the estate will not be administered. The cash that's out there, which is fairly significant, will end up going to the state, and this real estate will end up getting sold for non-paying taxes. Connie made a promise to her friend that she would see her wishes through. And so that's why we have worked so hard over this past year to try to get to this point where we could, get her appointed. She's willing to be bonded and to do the job. So I'm happy to answer any questions you may have. Petition, has all the exhibits that I think you might need in order to fully consider this map.
Is there anyone else here to speak on behalf of this estate? And everybody's been notified, you attempted to notify everybody, right?
Yes, sure.
Thank you.
Why you sit there?
Motion to introduce to the farming and move forward.
The motions been made to allow clients to qualify as the executives of the will of Darlene and Cameron. Correct. You have a number here. Anticipating this.
From farming, let's see if there was to get this person on.
Thank you.
For the record, can you just have on the name? Well, figure.
Well,
Okay, even if it's well. Okay, CONSTE. I just want to make sure you're right.
I figured you'd want the proper spelling.
It's right here.
Thank you. Thank you.
All in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. We have a 10-10 estate hearing, petition to accept a copy of a will for the estate of John Irvin Landmore Reaver Jr. Please identify yourself for the record.
Edward Reaver, his widow. I'm sorry.
And you tried to look for the will and you're unable to find it, you look high and low, you have.
I can't find it nowhere.
You by chance didn't check with the attorney's law firm to see if they may have the original?
The lawyer's not around here anymore.
Madam President, I make a motion to accept a copy of the will for the estate of John Irving, Administrator.
I've heard it too. Motion's been made to allow Mr. Reaver to be appointed under this will. Yeah, order.
Yes.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Okay, number 10, review, discuss, consider allocating 2024-2025 Harrison County Improvement Opportunity to Rail Trail Bridge number 1.
Madam President, the amount, for the Harrison County Improvement Opportunity for this fiscal year, $700,000. We're requesting to allocate those funds to rail trail bridge number 1.
That is in Larkspur District. Motion to approve as the county administrator for $700,000 for the improvements to Road Bridge number 1.
A motion to approve the
Help desk,
improvement opportunities
Harrison County Help Desk.
of $700,000.
That's okay.
Bridge number 1.
Not bad.
Correct? Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. I have 10:15, and at 10:15, we have an estate hearing petition to accept a copy of the will of Edith D. Davidson.
Morning,
One,
my name's Stephen Davidson, I'm the son of Edith Davidson. As it said in the letter that I sent in, we've looked for this thing everywhere, she was the victim of a theft from one of our caregivers, before she went to Maplewood. And a lot of her paperwork, including her social security cards and that type of thing, she's since been able to recover, from the girl that took them. We believe that the will was in that packet. The only will we have is what I got from the attorney's office.
so you're asking us to, for you to be able to,
Probably the will on, yes,
are you know,
no, I'm going to pay it.
are there any others here?
Yes, ma'am, that's it. Yeah, but you-
Would you like to speak to the other? You okay with?
Yep, absolutely.
So Commissioner Hinkle had raised a concern that the 8% was tied to a budgeted price. The changes are designed to tie the 8% to a more concrete owner approved, so commission approved development plan, which would identify the total cost of the work. Now that could fluctuate up or down depending on what y'all choose, but it would give you some more say or more control in determining the total cost of the A&E services, because you're going to approve the design after the design development phase.
discussion after motion to approve as the county attorney spoke of and county administrator. Once we do this, Laura, where do you go? What progress will be made?
As soon as you guys sign this, actually, we're ready on Friday to put out to bid for the geotechnical work for the facility.
And then once that's done, then we can, once we get the design, then you could begin putting out the bid for construction.
We can start moving in those steps, yes.
Okay, one step at a time, but we're moving.
Yep.
Okay, motion to approve.
Motion with the changes, motion
Yes.
to approve
Do you want me to read the change?
contract with the changes as set forth by county attorney,
Mhm.
correct?
And that is of the total cost of the work to, as determined by the owner, approved design, development phase, eliminate for the total cost of the work.
Estimate,
What did I say?
eliminate.
Yeah, I like to eliminate it.
had to reevaluate what our priorities were going to be. So we wanted to focus on things that we could be doing when we weren't able to be out there in the community. So what we have settled on is working on getting the Vance House to be a meeting place, a public place, an educational place, not just a museum. You know, it's a logical thing for us to do because we have office space now and storage space at the Board of Education. We still have storage that we had to acquire in order to take the rest of what was in the building, except for some of the larger items. But because we are under a covenant with the state, because of the past work that's been done with matching state funds, then we have to be careful on how we have work done. The major problem with the building, just so you know, is that when they added the back addition back during, I think probably around the 1880s or so, it destabilized the center of the building. So what we have and why it's not really safe to have people in there is that the staircase in the middle is shifting. In fact, if you try to go up into the attic, I mean, they're noticeably canted. So to do that, we talked to WYK last year. They were good enough to go out and get the different assessments that we talked about. And 2 of those have already been completed. So we have already paid $8,282 toward this. And Laura Davis, she's a member of our board. She helped make a contribution for that. We've gotten $5,000 from the city that I just picked up this past week toward the continuing assessments. So right now we have 2 relatively expensive items here to be done. I sent a copy of all this and you can see it on the last page. We now need to move forward with the architectural and structural assessments. All of that information will inform whoever goes in to actually do the work. We have no idea what that will be, but it could be quite pricey, and we want to make sure that it is done properly and by qualified people who know what all the issues are. The last 2 items on this list from WYK are going to be put on hold until we get those 2 addressed. So at this time, I'm sure you all have some questions. And we have, I guess you could say, so many things on our plate right now that we have to do. So like even in conjunction with this, we still need to trim trees in the back. We need to work on the structure in the back where some of the boards are in very bad repair on the building. So that's coming out of our budget. And this is, despite all those things, this is our biggest item moving forward.
My question, well, I mean, I guess, is the $5,000 you're getting from the city, is that going towards this
Yes,
study? Okay, and
Yes.
my other question is, when you find out what you will need, do you have the funds for that?
no,
Okay,
we're going
I'm
to
just,
have,
I mean, I'm just asking.
yeah, we're going to have to go to the state, SHPO. And we will probably, depending on what the scope of work ends up being, we'll have to look at the logical steps of which needs to be addressed first, how much that will be, and then do fundraising for each one of those. It could well be hundreds of thousands of dollars. We have no idea at this point. But this is where we have to begin.
I just was curious, that's all.
Yeah,
Madam President, I'll make the motion that we match the city's $5,000, so that way you have your 10 to get and get your project started.
thank you.
Okay, motion's been made to donate or contribute $5,000. Is there any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 12, review, discuss, consider elected officials' approval pursuant to section 147F of the Internal Revenue Code of 1986 as amended for Mount Clair Fire Department of proposed financing of equipment to rescind previous approval due to incorrect date.
Correct, Madam President. I would ask you that you rescind the previous approval that we did a couple weeks ago and then approve this one. This is the commission saying that they're in compliance and also approving this after they had their public hearing, which was on August 12th. And that's what we needed to wait for.
So
The last time we approved it, it was done before the public hearing.
So we're rescinding the previous one and approving the new one.
The current one, yes, Madam President, with today's effective date.
So I'll make the motion to do as the county administrator just spoke of, to rescind and approve the new.
Okay. Motion as stated to rescind the previous approval and to approve the corrected
The current
The
approval
current
with
one.
today's date.
today's date. Okay, any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Number 13, review, discuss, consider all county fire protection funding.
Madam President, this is just for us to acknowledge that we got the letter from Governor Jim Justice. And what it is they passed HB 5128. Governor Justice signed it into law. They set aside $3 million to the All County Fire Protection Fund. With that, Harrison County's part will be $109,553.23. We did get this sort of letter and allocation last year. I believe the funds didn't come in until late year, early of 2024. I can't remember exactly, but then we ended up splitting all that money up between the fire departments. But this is just to acknowledge that, you know, we're getting another allotment from Governor Jim Justice.
Which
from the
total, how many fire departments, Madam Administrator?
16.
16?
Now, let me ask a question.
Yeah.
Mhm.
How, I mean, are we gonna get something every year? Is that what that bill says? Or is this till we run out of money or till they decide we don't have any money
Well,
left?
they're gonna run out of
I'm
The-
just asking.
The plan is to get this,
They're gonna run out of money.
to get this every year pending funding approval.
You know, I'm just trying to think of some, my wheels are turning, so that's all, for something else, as it has been. Oh, no, I mean. it's
Just need
a
to
motion
acknowledge it and
Yes,
accept
it's
it
part
into
of the
record.
record. Okay. You make the motion to accept as part of the record?
Yes.
Okay, motion's been made to accept the letter as part of the record for today. Any further discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried. Anything else?
I do have one other thing, Madam President, and that would be, we discussed last time the tabled items and to see if we could clear up any of these items. The estate hearing petition to remove Administrator Carol Sue Kevney. This was on the agenda on April 10th, 2014. Did receive a letter from the county clerk's office that they're requesting to remove the estate from the list of tabled agenda items.
Okay, so make a motion to remove tabled item number 2. It's a state hearing petition to remove Carol Sue Stephanie.
That's the estate.
Okay, the motion's been made to remove item number 2 from the tabled items, the estate, regarding the estate of Carol Sue Kevney. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
I do have a few other things for my administrator's report. I happened to talk to Kevin Short earlier in this week and just wanted to give you a little bit of an update. Sun Valley PSD just filed a Rule 42 with the PSC, and that's for their Phase 3B sewer project and for the merger with Lake Floyd PSD. Currently, Lake Floyd PSD has no debt, and that was one of the main things to move forward with this merger. Once they complete the 2 sewer projects and a Hepzibah plant project, they can move forward with the Hepzibah PSD merger. I believe we need a work session, maybe next month, to sit down with Sun Valley and everyone to just, get an update, see where they're moving with the different mergers, what they need from us, or just all in all, get an update, maybe an hour. If you guys could think about possibly a Tuesday or a Thursday, having a work session for an hour.
Get with Madam President, whenever she chooses, Tuesday or Thursday, 10 a.m., I'm good.
Okay. And then one other thing, Hepzibah was actually at a 60% water loss, and now they're down to a 28%. They're 60% into the water meter project. So as they're replacing these water meters, their water loss has gone down. So they're expected that water loss number to keep dropping with the replacing of these meters. So that's a huge
Good
thing
news.
for them.
So all water and all waste at Lake Floyd is now that's completed, and we're 2 projects away from completing the Hepzibah.
3, the 2 sewer, and then the 1 project that they need to do at the plant.
Okay.
And then they can move forward with that.
We're making progress. Okay.
We're moving, we're having movement.
Yeah.
And that's all I have, Madam President.
I have nothing.
Motion there.
Motion to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carried.
Good meeting, man.